Hey y'all, what's going on? She got Josie. I just thought I'd spend my lunch period with you all and speak about some current events that's going on in my city that goes on in every city and state that really do need to be addressed. So, just in case you wonder what I'm having my favorite salad, which is the Southwest salad at Chick-fil-A. And you get either pick of course any of the dressings go good with it, but I normally stick to the avocado ranch. But my very favorite that goes with it is the Southwestern. So try it out if you haven't. So good. And y'all know I'm extra, so I got my diet soda in my wine glass here. But anyway, in my city near my home, there was a school shooting that happened on October the 6th. And at Timberview High School. And I knew as soon as I heard about the shooting, before I even knew who did the shooting, what took place, if someone passed away, how many injuries or whatever. I knew right away, y'all. It was a funny feeling because I knew right away in my spirit that whoever the shooter was, it was a crazy reason behind it. Now, some would say, well, Josie, it's always got to be a crazy reason behind it. No, not giving him an excuse, but I just knew it was something behind this just than just a typical shooting. And I felt bullying like right away. Like bullying to the point to where whoever the shooter was at the point of like suicide, was at the point of just no return. You get what I'm saying? Like at a totally different angle of bullying has, just at that point. And I immediately start praying for him, which was very odd for me because usually I blame the shooters right away before I even find out what happened. I blame the shooters right away. I pray for the victims right away and the victim's family. And I did. I also did after I prayed for the shooter and his family, I prayed for the victims and the victim's family because at that point they wasn't releasing on the news of anyone had passed away, which would definitely, it's already a tragedy. But to lose more children, more teenagers in high school shootings, that's you know there's no getting around that. And I prayed for him. They did let it know that it was a young man. Uh, excuse me, because I'm eating and talking at the same time. Mm, that sounds so good. At the same time, they did release that it was a young man that did a shooting. That it was multiple people that got hit by the bullets. Um, they didn't state if it was any fatalities at this time or how many people was being rushed to the hospital. They didn't say the young man's name at this time. His identity or anything like that wasn't released at this time. Only thing that I could see on the news was they were evacuating the high school. I was praying for those children that was being evacuated, the staff, just everybody there, all in general, and their family as well. Because I know if it was me, I will be sick to my stomach. As I was praying, I could envision this young man because then they released that he was in, I want to say, a Challenger that he got away in a vehicle. And I could see him for some strange reason. I knew right away that he was a black guy. I knew it right away he was a black boy. And I could see his hair, his dreads. I could see it. I could see his tears. I could see him on the phone reaching out to his parents, his mom, a male figure. I could see it right away. It was the strangest thing. And I prayed for him. I could feel what he was going through. I started crying. I transferred over to the victims, and I felt them as well. I felt the, oh my God, I felt the, I cannot believe this. I felt the parents. I felt everything. It was so weird. I started crying even more. Then they released the young man picture, and when I say I freaked out, I freaked out. Because again, I saw him clear as day. And when they released his picture, I'm like, that's who I just saw. Then something told me to go on social media. So I went on social media. As soon as I went on social media, they released his name. I wanted to see if he had an Instagram. All these pages of his name, this young man's name, popped up. I know this is kind of sidebar right here, what I'm about to say. But it was so many people that was making fake accounts, like as if they were this young man. And I'm like, y'all, like, I understand people love attention, but y'all love attention that much? Y'all are that sick to where you will make a fake profile of a young man that is going through it, y'all. He's going through it to the point to where he just pulled out a gun, shot multiple people on the loose, as they were saying on the news, because he wasn't. He was in, from what I seen in my vision, that young man was in the car trying to get a hold of his parents to try to see what to do next, because it was like he blanked out from what I got, allegedly. I have to say allegedly. But he did. He blanked out in that classroom. He did. He blacked out until he got in that car. He more things start coming to him at that point. That's what I allegedly, okay? Allegedly. That's just what I saw. That's just what I felt. But anyway, people was actually making fake accounts of this young man. Like one person made an account and made it look like he was at home and had pictures of the police. I guess he had copied pictures outside of a home or somebody else's home or whatever. Or maybe that was his home. Maybe that was somebody across the street from the young man or something. But anyway, this account was a fake page, posing as the young man, like as if he was barricading himself inside the home and the cops wasn't going to get him. It's just sick. Sick what people do for attention. And I knew right away that wasn't his pages. I knew right away, I felt, allegedly, I have to say allegedly, that he was going to turn himself in. I knew it. I knew right away that it was going to be at least one person in ICU, allegedly. I knew right away that it was going to be at least one adult that was shot. And for some strange reason, when I thought about his charges, I knew right away that no one was going to be killed due to the shooting. But unfortunately, people was shot. Unfortunately, there's some recovery going on. Unfortunately, parents is going to be upset. Unfortunately, this is a tragedy for everyone involved. Again, I am not trying to give this young man that shot that Donda shotting an excuse or a pass. I'm not. I'm just giving my view, my side of the story, and what I got from it. Mm, 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 mm. Anyway, praise God later on, after the young man turned himself in, he wound up turning himself in. And praise God, praise God that everyone that was involved in the shooting, one person was in ICU. I believe that person that was in ICU had to have emergency surgery. Let me see. Yeah. Had to have surgery and they put that person in ICU. But they're expected for whoever this person is, I believe it's a teenager, to recover. I do believe in my heart and my mind and soul this baby will recover. I do have some more thoughts and feelings for the teenagers and the adults and just people in the classroom and in the classrooms around this particular classroom, and a couple of people that was in the hallway. I do have feelings about them as well, and I'm praying for them. I just ask for everybody to do a deep prayer for them because they need it. The family need it. I mean, these young teenagers that we're speaking of this is something that's going to follow them for the rest of their life. I would say at least two is definitely going to follow them for the rest of their lives, to the point to where they're everywhere they go, they're going to have this paranoia. You know, they're just going to have it. What do they call it? I cannot believe I don't have the saying right here in my head, but you know how it is when someone goes into the army and they come back and, you know, it just kind of messes up their head a little bit. They have postpartum. I forgot, what is it called? I forgot. But at least two will have that, allegedly. Okay. But as things kept coming out, students kept speaking, and the investigation started. It started coming out exactly what I saw, which was this young man, the young man that did the shooting, was being bullied. He was being bullied. His next couple of steps was going to be suicide. He's thought about it over and over and over. His next couple of steps was going to be that, allegedly. And the people and the teenagers that was bullying him, would have never thought it would get to this point. And believe it or not, a couple of them, even though they were bullying him, they were being bullied too. The young man that did the shooting, his family actually came out recently, and they asked for the public to forgive them. I already knew that was going to happen when I was praying for his family. But overall, I'm making this video because just to not so much give my insight, but to give awareness to bullying. Like, it has to stop. Like, where do we stop bullying? How do we stop bullying? Where do it begin? You know? Like, we have to start reaching back out to these children. We have to start talking to them. We have to let them know and teach them other outlets to their pain, their trauma, things that they go through. With me, it was with music. My mom instilled music in my life. She instilled writing in my life. Allow your child to have that outlet. Like my mom with my sister and I have an older sister. If you guys been following me, you may know I have an older sister. I keep a lot of things private, but she will allow us to have that outlet. She will allow us to scream, cuss, whatever it was. Yeah, at a minor. She will allow us to do that, to get whatever it was out. And without that outlet, I don't know where I would be, because I was compared to my sister all my life, because she was the beautiful pageant queen, dark skinned, educated, smart woman. And here I was just the your typical, if I get a C, I'm good, heavy set, light skinned girl. Which trips me out altogether, because people really think that all of us, quote unquote, light skins get treated better in life. Not necessarily. I wasn't one of them. Now, have I seen it be done? Yeah. Could I have been one of those light skin that get treated better? Yeah. Maybe because I was a heavy set one, so I wasn't treated that way. But I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be compared. I know how it feels to be bullied. But I also know how it feels to have that outlet, regardless what that outlet is. And I'm not blaming the victims' parents. I'm not blaming the shooter's parents. But we have to do something with our children. Like, bullying has to stop. It has to. Like, I was talking to my sister friend. Actually, not my sister friend, but I was talking to my sister about her friend that just recently moved to this very conservative area, gated community, and everything. And she was telling me how her friend son just came out. I'm so extra with this wine cup. Wine glass. He just came out. Not just came out, but he also told her, his mom, my sister friend, that he wants to trans. He wants to transition. And he started wearing women clothing to school. I want to say he's in high school. And of course, he's getting bullied. And there's a student that actually whispered very provocative, nasty things in his ear. I'm like, when is it going to stop, you know? What is the limits? And when it comes to a student that wants to trans, should there be limits to that? Like, should there be limits to, like, okay, if you're a student in high school and you want to trans, should it be limit to how much makeup they can wear, what kind of clothes they can wear? Because even though that student wants to trans and that student may be educated more about trans because they're going through it, of course, there's some other students that's still a bit oblivious to it, you know? There's still students that don't know. I remember when I was in high school, believe it or not, freshman, it was a girl that still believed in Santa Claus. baby, when she found out it wasn't no Santa Claus. Freshman in high school. So when it comes to like trans and stuff like that, and kids transitioning while in high school, like, should it be a limit? Me personally, I believe so. Because for the simple fact, even though you and your family may be educated on it, there's still some students out there that's not. There's still some families that's not comfortable with allowing their child to even know about that lifestyle. And to be respectful when your child is going to school, you're in an environment where everyone is collectively together. So what does that tell you? When you're in an environment that's collectively together with other cultures and backgrounds and stuff, you respect everyone regardless of who it is, to make it better, right? To make the day easier. So I do believe in that. Not giving the young man permission that's whispering all these provocative things in his ear, but at the same time, I can understand how the other kids is kind of like, what is going on with him, you know? And then we like to assume, oh, these kids know, especially in today's world, they know. They're fast. They get things handed to him on a silver platter because of the internet. Not necessarily. I know some kids that's not allowed to do certain things, and they have extremely strict parents. So just because the internet and all this is out here doesn't mean that they automatically know. So again, it brings up my topic and my question: how far do we as adults need to go with our children to allow them to have an outlet when it comes to bullying, to allow them to have an outlet when it comes to expressing themselves, regardless if it's expressing themselves in a good way or in a positive way? How do we handle bullying? How do we handle a situation where it can open the door to your child being bullied? Comment below. Let me know what you think. Bye.